This is the sound of a stream in Enfield. Or rather, this is the silence of one that has no water. A few months ago, water ran here. Now, there's just cracked mud and stone, thirsty for rain. On the northern edge of London sits the capital's great green lungs, the Enfield Greenbelt. Woodland, restored meadows, and newly planted wetland. Whitewebb's Park, Trent Park, and the revived ancient woodlands of Enfield Chase. It's a great mosaic of trees including oak, hornbeam, willow, and wildflowers. And when it's wet and healthy, it supports an enormous range of life. But British wildlife has evolved over time with grey skies and steady rain. It's not built for a month after month of heat and drought. And when the water disappears, this landscape doesn't just get thirsty, it comes apart quietly and transforms faster than you might think. First to feel it are the ones who can't leave easily. When small headwater streams, like Salmon's Brook, like Turkey Brook, and ponds dry up, aquatic life here in Enfield and on the Greenbelt gets trapped. Newts, frogs are stranded in shrinking, polluted puddles. Then there are the soil probers. Birds, hedgehogs all rely on soft, damp earth to pull worms out and grubs. When drought bakes the ground hard as concrete, that food is locked away and underground. The result is dehydration. For birds and for one of Britain's most loved and most threatened mammals, the hedgehog. Even the pollinators are in trouble. Bumblebees wear thick, furry coats, which is brilliant for a cool British spring, but pretty dangerous in a heat wave. They can overheat and they can't forage, and the flowers they feed on stop producing nectar when they're parched. That collapse ripples upwards. Fewer wet places means fewer insect larvae for some of Enfield's bats, including the common soprano pipistrelle, noctules, which fly over Forty Hall and Trent Park. Enfield's bats suddenly face a food crisis of their own. In an ecosystem, nothing fails alone or in isolation. Drought doesn't necessarily empty the landscape. It reshuffles it. It transforms it. Look down at the scorched meadow and you'll spot islands of green, dandelions and cat's ear weeds. Their deep taproots reach water long after ordinary grass has bleached and died, and they will keep offering nutrition to whatever insects are left and the ones that thrive. Overhead, the crows, the jays, the robins will do just fine. They're pretty clever, very innovative and adaptable. When soil invertebrates disappear for them to feed on, they simply switch to seeds, scraps, carrion, and other nutrition found higher up in the forest and woods. Reptiles like grass snakes even get short-term boost from the warmth. Though, as small mammals grow scarce, they're forced to retreat deeper into whatever shade remains. They may even gravitate to alternative spaces in the Enfield meadows, log piles, or even compost heaps in North London. The loss of water sets off a chain reaction. Streams can break into isolated, stagnant pools. It means there's wildlife crowding, like crowding of fish and insects together as oxygen drains away. Shallow, sun-baked water heats up fast, which can also spark toxic blue-green algae blooms that poison the very animals trying to drink from what's left. So for those of us living in North London, so close to the Greenbelt, is it hopeless? No, I don't think so. Across Enfield, there's a deliberate effort to make this landscape tougher and more resilient, like this wildlife pond in Groveland's Park. Through these projects, teams are building deeper wetlands and restoring river floodplains. The rewilded ponds of Enfield Chase are part of that. The idea is beautifully simple. Store water deep in the land when it's wet so that there's a reserve to draw on when it's dry. It's the same work that protects Enfield from winter floods, and it's exactly the kind of buffers that will help fight against summer drought. The Simons Brook River Restoration Project is an example of that. So I hear you asking yourself, well, what can I do? I'm not an environmentalist. I'm not an ecologist. I'm just a resident here in North London. How can you fight back? Well, you can. You can be part of this rewilding. For example, a single garden pond in your back garden becomes a bath for birds, a drink for foxes and hedgehogs. And when the wider landscape dries out, it's a lifeline and it's a resource. Artificial small ponds often hold water longer than natural ones, which makes them generally valuable in a drought. So a shallow dish of water, a patch of long grass, that bird bath, watering a young sapling through a heat wave. None of it's dramatic. They're small steps, but together, it's how our community will keep its wildlife alive. So this summer's heat wave and this big dry is testing London's green heart, the green belt. Some species will bounce back, others will cope, others may not, but at least not quickly and not while heat waves keep coming as the earth warms up and we're experiencing climate change. But this beautiful greenbelt landscape isn't just something we've inherited. It's something we're still shaping. And with every wetland we restore, every tree we water, and every small pond we dig, we're helping to shape this important environmental resource we have here in North London. The rain will return. The question is what we're doing to hold on and to protect the greenbelt. If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and follow us on openwoods.org, YouTube, or Instagram.